Brad, you started doing this, and talk to me about the mentorship program because, well, obviously when you teach, you learn twice. Isn't that what they say?
Well, look, I never intended in the beginning to be a multifamily mentor or an apartment mentor. Like literally, I got into real estate because I hated the corporate world and I wanted to be financially independent. And my number, I call it a financial freedom number. And my goal was to make $10,000 a month from my investments so I could quit the rat race. And I did that within 3 years of doing apartments. And my first role as a mentor was my original mentor wanted to expand his organization. And so he wanted to go from Houston, outside of Houston, to Dallas. And so I was actually mentoring for him and his organization for 6 years before I started my own company. And so that's when I started my own company in 2012 or 2013. And the reason I mentor is because that's how I started. A lot of people, there's a myth out there, or I would even say a misrepresentation. People were like, oh, those that can't do teach. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Those that teach are generous people. And if it wasn't for people like Tony Robbins, for example, like he doesn't have to do what he does.
Right.
But he does it because he wants to change lives. Like he's a billionaire and he still goes around and he's away from his family, he's away from his wife, he's away from his beautiful homes, and he's on the road half the time doing events.
Yeah.
Because number one, it fulfills his soul, and number two is he wants to impact as many people as possible. And so we could impact people from doing deals, but you could impact more people from helping other people, do what you do.
100%. And it's like it is a different side of it when you're actually mentoring. It comes with the teaching, but the mentorship is that somebody that it's done it. It's not just sometimes I see nothing wrong with professors, but it's a lot of people that teach, but they haven't experienced necessarily what they're teaching, right? And, one thing about you that I see that you do really, really well is like by leaving by example, you started buying, you wanted something to scale and buy multifamily, and you bought multifamily. Are you doing it? And now you're mentoring other people. So how did that program started it?
Well, I'll never forget when I wanted to start my own program. I knew the apartment investing business. I knew the syndication business. I had all the pieces of the puzzle. Of course, that was in 2012, and now we're in 2024, and I know more now than I did then. But 2012, I started in 2002. So when I started my mentoring program, I already had a decade of experience and contacts and Rolodex and deals. And so I knew that I was able to mentor people, but I didn't know how to put on an event. I didn't know how to speak from the stage. Obviously, if I'm mentoring, I want to turn it into a business that makes money, and I didn't know how to do that. So what did I do is I sought out a coach, a mentor. So I remember in 2012, I had a guy that I went to in California, and he taught me the event business and the speaking business. So man, I'm just telling you, like if you want to shortcut the process, get a coach, get a mentor, and everything that you can learn from somebody else, you can learn on your own, but it's just going to take you more time and more money.
100%.
And so if you want to compress decades into days, you want to have a mentor. So I learned the speaking business. I learned how to do an event. I learned how to negotiate with hotels. I learned how to brand, market, position, fill a room. And so I'll never forget the first event I did was in 2013. I had 142 people show up, and I taught for 2 days straight. And at the end, I just said, hey, look, if you want to work with me, I'm going to help you from, analyzing the deals to finding the deals to creating, a property analyzer to holding your hand every step of the way. And that's when I got my first clients.
Waking up to success, now we getting it started. This is the real grind. Everything you've been wanting, building an empire, no question. Talking about real estate, investing, making the millions, no stopping. While we sip on gourmet coffee, the real grind. This is the real grind. Let's